Woohoo! All right. Ooh, I forgot my sound from Koichi. I gotta get that together, but I'll have to add it in post. Hello, everybody. This is Sarah Shuey. I'm the founder of Happily, the largest network of independent virtual and live event specialists in the United States. And wow, this is the fourth week in a row that I've kept up with this live streaming thing that I do every Wednesday at 2 p.m. We stream it on happily.io/learning, our Team Happily YouTube channel, and my personal LinkedIn page. And I bring in a friend and an expert on something, you know, that's sort of interesting and relevant to community organizers, founders, and event experts. And actually today I almost we had a switcheroo because our guest Mirta Gilson, who's going to talk to us about streamlining your live stream, she got sick. Thankfully not with the coronavirus, but we had to push her back. Feel better, Mirta. We'll talk to her again in a few weeks. And I was just about to do it on my own, but then one of my friends, David Silva, jumped in with some great ideas for things that we can talk about. And so David, come in and say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks so much.
Happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation. Super happy to be here and sharing with your friends.
So David and I met through the Latinx in Tech Summit that I helped the K4 Foundation produce a few years ago. So shout out to our friend Josh Torres for making this new friendship happen. David is the founder of Techqueria. And David, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what Techqueria is?
So some people don't get the pronunciation. So Techqueria is the largest network for Latino people in tech. We are, at the heart of it, a community. We started up in 2015 as a meetup, and we're now a nonprofit with all the formalities of being a nonprofit. But again, at the heart of it is a community. We are about 9,000 people, and we help each other prepare for interviews, help each other, review your resume. If somebody wants to apply at a company, we have friends that work at the company, so we help you with an introduction, stuff like that. We're all about, kindness, support, friendship, discovering good restaurants, and helping each other be better, professionals in the tech industry.
Amazing. I'm actually going to show a clip of Techqueria really quick. So
yep.
Let's do that.
Techqueria is the largest network of Latinx in tech. We're going to be talking about breaking into management.
Hey, what's up guys, John Henry here. Latinos need to create a tech community because we run just about everything else. So why not tech? You tell me.
When you find other people that get it, you know that everything is possible and achievable.
Living communities where you can see other Latinos be successful and growing is essential.
I think that that's the way how we can help to have more diversity.
The future is Latino.
We need more voices. Come join us.
I love it.
I love the video. Yeah, we're very lucky that we have so many talented people that are part of our community. A lot of the things that we have in Techqueria are built by volunteers that either do it for free or super cheap. So we have thankfully a super cool logo, super great videos, great events. It's been a very beautiful journey, I guess, seeing all that support and all the beautiful things that the community has put together.
Yeah, I know I saw some other of our friends like Joy Valerie. Hey girl, if you're watching this, hello. How did Techqueria start?
So we started in 2015 November. I used to work at this co-working space when I was living in California, and I had another Latino friend at the co-working space, and we were kind of wondering, okay, we've been on the tech industry for so long. I've been living in Silicon Valley for a couple of years at a time, and I didn't really have any Latino friends in tech. And it was like, okay, we know there's not that many Latinos in tech, but there has to be some. Where are they? We couldn't find any kind of meetup or organization on Silicon Valley that was attending to Latinos. And sometimes when you want something and nobody else has done it, that maybe means it's your chance to do it. So we started like, we got a meetup.com page, put our first meetup there together. We don't know anything about like marketing or branding or whatever. So we put a meetup there, but okay, hopefully the meetup algorithm helps people, learn about it. We bought some pizzas and some beer. A couple of people showed up that night. We had a great evening. And then we, kept at it. Our second meetup, like 10 people showed up, and we just, kept building it up. Somebody at some point, suggested like, oh, you should like start a Slack so that people can communicate beyond the events. Then a few months later, somebody from LA found out about Techqueria and was like, oh, I love what you guys are doing. Why don't you bring it to LA? So we helped them, kind of like coach them start the meetup in LA. And it's, kind of like been growing like that a lot, very organically. We have official chapters in like 10 cities now, and, constantly growing. It's been super, super exciting. But yeah, basically it started like that with like how all the best startups start, right? Like, oh, this should exist. Let's build it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's really cool how there's like a purity, I think, around you and your community at Techqueria, where everyone is really hello, hi, sorry, that Hello Kitty mug. It's so cute.
Yeah, World Market had a Hello Kitty event, I think, for the Hello Kitty anniversary, and we bought a lot of Hello Kitty stuff.
You have a lot of them?
Oh no, we only bought like one of these mugs. We should have bought more. But we also bought a bunch of magnets and like tote bags. Yeah, when we go grocery shopping, we bring our Hello Kitty bags, and yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, amazing. I felt like
you have to add fun to things every day. I feel like it makes life can be boring or dull sometimes, but you just add a little happiness here and there, and it makes your day.
Totally. Have you ever watched this Netflix show, Agretsuko?
Yes, I love it.
I wanted a Agretsuko mug. I just have like stickers.
I know I have like this anti-capitalistic thought sometimes, but I'm also like so happy that some brands make so much swag. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that Disney owns everything, but I'm so happy they own Star Wars because now there's so much swag.
We got a Millennium Falcon picnic blanket that I can't wait to use.
That's so cool. Yeah, the only thing that I really, really want that I've been holding off on buying is like this $800 Lego set for the Millennium Falcon. I was like, I know I want it, but I know if I buy it, it's just gonna sit on a box for months. So.
Like, who do you think is like the Star Wars character that you're most like aligned or like have affinity with?
Ooh, I don't know. There's so many. Well, when I was a kid, because my I guess introduction to Star Wars was Episode 1. And so I was a kid and I saw like Anakin Skywalker racing, and I was like, oh my God, I want to be like Anakin. I'm not. When you were watch the movie as an adult, you're like, wow, everything is wrong with these 3 movies, like everything. So
I love the first 3. It's an unpopular opinion, but I love Jar Jar Binks and everything about them.
Yeah, but I remember loving them a lot as a kid, and like I saw them, I think, several times in the theater. I was very, I guess, lucky that my parents were into that, because when you're like 10, 11 years old, you don't really decide what movies you watch. You're kind of like just your parents take you to see movies. So I was very lucky that my parents took me to see those movies, and I love them. But then I see them again now, and I'm like, wait, did Anakin just murder all these children? Did like Princess Leia just kind of, no, not Leia, the other one, Natalie Portman. Yes, Padme. Did Padme just kind of like had the relationship with this like little child that's like 20 years younger? And like, what's going on in these movies? But
there's nothing wrong with that.
But they were great. I remember loving them a lot when I was a kid, and I was like so inspired. Like, oh, I want to be like Anakin. He was a slave, and now he's like, racing and saving the galaxy and turning evil. And
Yeah, totally. I think it's really funny that I actually am always making Star Wars references around any kind of like community, like organizing, like the Rebel Alliance, like for sure is like deeply embedded in like sort of the way I like systems think about.
I love it so much. I remember thinking too, like, because the prequels are also like super full with politics. Like
right.
the Senate and trade alliances and tariffs. and it's like, why? Okay, why? It's sci-fi, like politics sci-fi. I don't know. It was. Wait, and what else? I love that. I don't know. Oh, and I was gonna say, I love the parodies of Star Wars, like Spaceballs,
Mhm.
all the ones by Family Guy. Like there's this
Yeah.
the Family Guy one where they're trying to take the couch out of the garbage collector.
Yeah.
They're like just struggling for like a minute and a half trying to like pivot the couch. Star Wars is amazing. Like there's just so much that you can make out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Do you like going back to like your community in Techqueria? I was like, oh, sorry. I was like, it's such a pure community, and I love it, which I do. And then, like we went to that whole
distracted, yeah.
But like, I was wondering, like, well, I was saying that it's really cool that it's grown organically because it really does feel like a community, and I know that. You guys meet in person, but now are you meeting virtually? How is the COVID-19 affected your community?
Right. There was a lot of changes that happened, and I think gradually, I don't know. I guess the COVID-19 situation took a lot of people by surprise in a way. I had friends that were like since December, January. Like super ready, like I'm scared this is gonna that recession is coming, you should get ready. And at first I was like, I don't know, especially because I'm not like naive, but I trust that the governor of New York and the mayor of New York are not like giant idiots. And the mayor of New York was like, oh, it's okay. Like I think up until like March 4th or something, the mayor of New York was saying that it was all fine and everything, people were taking the right precautions, and they weren't, and then it suddenly was like, oh, sorry, we all fucked up. This is terrible. It's completely out of control. Everything needs to stop now. So that was kind of like the hardest thing for us. That it was very sudden. Like we're monitoring the situation since January. Some of our chapters canceled events. I think very. Like middle of February, as a policy of Techqueria, we canceled the meetups if they were going to have more than 10 people.
So you were really compared to tomorrow, Stephen.
Yeah, but it I don't know. It was a little sudden, and because none of us are professional event organizers, right? Like we are learning over time. Like it's even when we do like meetups, right? Like when you do a meetup at a tech company. Is the tech company's event team that does everything for you, right? Like they order the food, they order everything. So like my job as a community organizer is to have people come to the event, find the speaker, but then the company, I don't know, like Uber or Twitter, they manage the audio, video, they manage the streaming, they manage everything for us. So it's not like we're not necessarily event professionals, as opposed to like other groups or whatnot. So changing to virtual was like a big change for us because it's like, okay, what do we do now? Oh, also another thing, like a lot of events from Techqueria are not put together by us too necessarily by the leadership. They're put together by the members. Like people will post and like, hey, let's all go to a Techqueria, or like let's go grab like there's a new Cuban restaurant, let's go together. So the last event I think that we attended before quarantining at home was we call them comiditas. We went to a Cuban restaurant with a few Techqueria friends. So it was a lot of like small events that were still happening, even though we had a policy of not doing any more official meetups. And that was kind of hard too for a lot of people, like being like, oh, we're not, we can't do this. So one of the things that we've been trying to do is, first of all, really ramping up our moderation presence. Because we have a lot of conversations that happen on the Slack, Facebook, LinkedIn groups, whatnot. So we want to make sure that the moderators are ready to answer people's questions, delete the comments or guide the comments that need to go in like certain direction or not. At the beginning of the pandemic, I think a lot of people were super scared, sharing a lot of news or sharing like misinformation or good information or whatnot. So we had to do like some sort of like moderation effort to make sure that those conversations were going on the right place, doing a good job to make sure that our members were getting the correct information, the correct, like this, how you should wash your hands. This is why 6 feet. this is why this is how you should wear a mask or not, etc. So so it was like kind of like the main thing at the beginning, like making sure that we had all the information correctly. And then we started doing 2 types of like virtual events, because on the one hand, we know our events are not necessarily about the speaker or the content. Sometimes the events are about the connections that you make there, right? Like the networking, the people that you're meeting, the people that you that are going to become your friends or your new boss or something like that. And we wanted to make sure that even if we were doing webinars or anything online, to still have the opportunity for people to connect and interact and continue growing that sense of community. So the first virtual events that we started doing, was watching synchronized Netflix. People were like, hey, let's watch, I don't know, Tiger King tonight at 9 p.m. So people will get together, kind of like get on a Slack thread and watch, start Tiger King together with like a Chrome extension or, like that. Scott Pilgrim versus the World was the first movie that we watched.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's so good. So
Tiger King madness yet, but I would totally be there with Scott Pilgrim.
I ended up falling for Tiger King because I normally don't like if something is too popular, I try not to watch it now.
Yeah.
But the zeitgeist of the moment and Tiger King and the coronavirus, I don't know, it just kind of feel appropriate, and it's an insane series. Definitely insane.
I almost got into it because my friends started going on Instagram and like dressing up like Tiger King and like doing crazy like stuff in their backyard, and I was like, should I watch this just so I can?
It is just so insane. I mean, I don't think I learned anything because it's very, very, but it's just so insane. I don't know. I guess the content of the show is not as good as just how well edited and written it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, I think on the first episode or something like that, they mentioned this narco drug lord that used to bring cocaine into the US in snakes. Like they will open up the snakes, put cocaine on them, and then close them again and send. And that was just like an off comment. Yeah, that was like, that is just like a tiny little thing that doesn't have like, that's for them. Bringing cocaine into snakes is just like nothing compared to like the million other things that are happening on the show. It's crazy. Like there's a lot of things that in a normal society you will be super shocked, but in Tiger King it's just like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we fed somebody to a tiger, whatever. Oh yeah, this guy like dumb tiger. Like it's just so bizarre, so weird, super weird. But yeah, sorry, it's distracting. But yeah, no, like we really wanted to make sure like, how do we still create that sense of community. And it's worked really well. I think like it also helped because a lot of people were scared. Like I don't know what we're doing. I don't know how long this is gonna last. And just watching a movie with a friend made a big difference for a lot of people. And I think we're still adapting. We're doing like a happy hour every week. It goes for about like 3 hours now. People jump in and out. They'll have like their own drinks and snacks at home. Chat.
Like, how does it go from? I mean, our happily hours are pretty fun, and they could go for 3 hours, but I'm like, great, like we're done at an hour. Like, how do you do that?
It just kind of like we just let basically the Zoom on, and if as long as we have a moderator on the call, then the call is on. Whenever the volunteers get tired, they close it. So we like take turns. Like I'll we also have members in PST and EST. So like by the time the happy hour starts here, it's like maybe my 7 p.m. And then when I log out, somebody from San Francisco comes in and moderates. And it's, I don't know, it's been like interesting seeing that, like, because we had a very strong community, it was a lot easier to migrate online compared to other, I guess, meetup organizers that I've talked to.
Yeah, there's something really refreshing about how like quick you guys roll, like even just in your live events, and you use your Slack like, hey, let's go meet up, and it's not so controlled and contrived, like every Thursday at 5 p.m., which is what, I think we see the most of. So I think that's actually really cool that your community really just picks up and will continue and keep going on according to how everyone's feeling. And of course you have programmed content. It's really awesome.
Yeah, we're trying to see too, like, we still have some of the content, kind of like events that are happening like I think this Friday we have an investing 101 talk with like a speaker, regular Zoom thing, like more traditional type of event. But something that we're trying to do is one, I don't know how to, I don't want to say normalize, because obviously we're not in a normal situation, but maybe tranquilize people, like maybe like give people a sense of comfort, if it's even for like a couple hours. Like, remember, like, this is not normal, but it's temporary, and we're still here for you, and we're gonna get out of this together. And also trying to tailor the content a little bit about this situation. I mean, a lot of people in the Latino community, especially, are the only person from their family that went to college, or are immigrants, and all their families back home, or students, whatever. Like, a lot of them don't have the safety net that a lot of maybe other people have, right? So a lot of people in our community, maybe they're okay, maybe they still have a job, but all their cousins lost their jobs, or their parents are working at a grocery store and like at risk of getting infected and stuff like that. So we try to also remember that when we're planning our events and when we're planning our communications, to not be insensitive or tone deaf or something like that. And remember that it's a complicated time, and it's a varying levels of complication.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful to see your style, your organization style of leadership, and like really helping to address the realities of the situation, while also and doing that in education, in entertainment, like so many different ways, and also a fundraiser, right? You recently did a fundraiser to support undocumented families and individuals, which I think is super important. I'd love to hear more about how that went.
Right. Yeah, we were. That was actually, like, I don't know, like, beautiful and interesting, because we've never done a fundraiser like this in the past. The story is a little, I guess, complicated, because there was a lot of, like, the idea came from different avenues at a similar time. Like a friend, Lily, her from the Cape Center, she texted me like, "Hey, David, we should do a fundraiser to help undocumented people." She didn't necessarily, we knew we wanted to do it, but we didn't know if we had our respective organizations' approval to do it. But then at the same time, somebody from the Techqueria board was also like, "Hey, we should do a fundraiser to help our members." Like, different people came up with like that. So we were like, okay, let's just unify behind a single idea and let's work together. We were very surprised by how quickly we were able to put it together, and how good the community support for it was. Like, because it was our first time doing something like this, we thought that maybe we will fundraise like $10,000. We ended up getting like $15,000 on the first 24 hours. We're close to getting to $50,000 now. Hopefully, the more we talk about it, because we a couple of podcasts and a TV show is mentioning it this weekend, so hopefully maybe that gets more donations. But we're very excited to see how it went, and we decided to focus on the undocumented community because they work so hard. They don't. I don't know, like, Latino undocumented people, they don't normally like handouts. They don't like asking for help. They are, here in this country, working super hard, paying taxes, doing the best they can to stay out of trouble, but they're always forgotten by everybody else. Like, they're not getting federal relief. I think California announced today that they're gonna have some state relief in California, but in every other state they have like no relief. So we thought, like, okay, let's think about our undocumented community. So we all decided to focus on the undocumented community, and that's hopefully what we're trying to do with this. Unfortunately, I mean, like, $50,000 sounds like a lot of money, but it's really like nothing. We're gonna be able to send like $200 to 200 and something people. Hopefully $200 to these families helps them pay for groceries or pay for their medicines or stuff like that, but it's still not that much. I guess it's like, I mean, $200 is what people like sometimes spend on a brunch or an evening drinking, and but to these families it could like really mean the difference between providing food for their kids or not. So yeah, we're gonna continue fundraising through the whole pandemic. We're gonna start sending money to families this week. We put out a forum and families applied. We had like a team of volunteers read all the applications and kind of like select the families that are gonna get the money. We're gonna start sending money this week. But we're gonna continue. We're gonna keep the fundraiser open through the whole pandemic, and every month or so we're gonna cut off like that. We're gonna send this amount of money this week, then next month send it again and again, and try to bring a little light or bring a little comfort to these families on these tragic times.
Yeah, and I love that you're using Give Lively, which you were schooling me on before, where they are not taking any cut.
Yes, we love them. Give Lively is a nonprofit. It was funded by this billionaire philanthropist, something like that. They were very unsatisfied with the fundraising platforms, and they decided to just make a platform that is free. So all the money that we're getting is going straight to the families. We're not taking any like operational costs or whatever on our side. Obviously there's fees and whatever that we have to try and we're trying to handle. But all the money that people are donating is going straight to the families. Nothing is going to Techqueria or nobody, in our team, or Give Lively. Like they've been super kind. They work with us. They feature us in some of their communications. Like it's been super great. Like we've been really, I don't know, when you start doing something right, you never know if it's gonna go or not. And we've been we have almost 500 individual donors. It's been like super nice. Some people give $10, some people give $800, and every donation matters a lot. And everything just really moves our hearts to see how people are coming together to help in these complicated times.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for doing that. I mean, it's so awesome. It's so funny because when I heard about that, literally, like maybe just a few hours before, me and Coco, my fiance, were talking about undocumented families, like how can we help? So it was amazing to see. That you had organized that so quickly.
Yeah, we're trying really hard because there's not a lot, like there's just nothing that can beat money on a situation like this.
Right.
In a regular situation, right? Like you can offer a lot of other things, but when your kids need food, they need food.
Right, and they need to go and like get it themselves.
Right, and it's not like in a normal, because we always have like an ongoing support for undocumented members and families, and we help them like, let me look at your resume, let's help you get a job here, let me connect you with a company that we know, things like that. But now that nobody's hiring, now a lot of them they might not speak English. They might restaurants are shutting down, hotels are shutting down, stuff like that. It's like we just cash is what they need right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta get on that. So cool. Well, I'm gonna close this out with a game, and I keep iterating on it a little bit, and you might think it's boring because I know that I have to get Animal Crossing. We have to talk about Animal Crossing another time. But
oh, get it! It's so fun.
And my other friends, I've been playing Mario Kart a lot, and like there's like a Animal Crossing like Mario Kart like skin on the cars, and I'm like, what is this? And like I see it on Instagram all the time. But
it's my girlfriend thinks I'm super dumb because like I'm like half an hour looking at my island, getting some like stones and wood, and she's like, you're just wasting your time. I'm like, no, let me be happy on my little island. I need it.
Stuff. Especially now, it must be really soothing to be like resource gathering and building.
Yeah, I don't have the brain capacity right now to be playing like Zelda or something like that. Let me just get my axe and like
Yeah, I did Tetris, and then at first it was a disaster, and then it took me 2 days to get to like the 10th.
Are you having this thing where you thought that being at home so much will help you get better at hobbies, and then you didn't?
Oh yeah, where I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn all these things.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm getting better at like making content and editing and stuff like that. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I bought like a few books on how to become a better chess player.
Oh.
But then I opened it and I'm like, I can't.
It's just good to play a lot of it. I actually took a chess class like at USC from like a grandmaster, and like, you just gotta play. Honestly, you just gotta play. Like play good people. Play online.
Oh, maybe, yeah, but like I don't have brain capacity. And like after work, like I just,
You're like
this
Animal
one,
Crossing.
no, Animal Crossing is the
Are
most my brain can do at night.
Is that a narwhal pajama?
Oh, it's like a unicorn.
Yeah. I bought the same one for my friend Mong. She has
Oh,
it.
nice. Yeah, we have matching ones. This is what we use when we go outside now, so that like hopefully we make some people's days. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Let me play this game and then we're gonna
Mhm.
balance. All right, so it's called Bad Search, Good Job. And what I did is I looked up David Silva, and let me just tell you, there were pages of other David Silvas in LinkedIn.
It's such a common name. Yeah.
I love it. Sometimes
The best David Silva is not me, of course. The best David Silva is the Spanish soccer player.
Is he like really popular? I don't know.
Yeah, he's I think he played on the World Cup, and I don't follow sports, but I think they did well. Yeah.
Okay, but here are these guys. And since there were so many options, I took 3 of them. And so it makes it a little bit easier because before I just like, there's only one option. I'm like, tell me what this person does. So this one's a little bit faster because there's 3 David Silvas, and we'll just say like ABC. And one of them is a director of food and beverage. One of them is a field marketing manager, and one of them is the founder of a design company. And you've got to guess which one is which.
Well, these are real people and real.
Yeah, I'm also
positions.
like second connection with them too, which is really funny.
That's interesting because my biases and are gonna show.
Especially since you're all about the DEI.
Yeah, like oh no, people are gonna know I'm fake diversity. I mean, it's like which design company? Because I guess so. Number C, I think. He looks like director of food and beverage. He looks like a corporate-ish guy that doesn't have the time to get a proper headshot. And he's like, I don't need a good headshot. I'm not director. So he just took a photo. Just took a selfie and put it on LinkedIn. So I'm gonna say that C is director of food and beverage. B looks like a founder of a design company. Has a good haircut. Nice t-shirt, this cool picture with a bouquet, kind of like with a blur background. So it's like, okay, I can see him being a designer. And A looks like a field marketing manager, has a tie and everything.
Yeah.
Like a manager type of thing.
Okay, you are incredibly good at this, so I'm gonna level you up. That's all correct.
What?
Correct. And now guess where each one is located.
Oh no. Okay. Are they all US?
They are all US. Yeah, good question.
Okay, I think B is maybe like LA or San Francisco.
Wait, which one? LA or San Francisco?
Let's say California.
Okay.
A, I want to say maybe like Texas.
Okay.
And C, I want to say, like Florida.
Okay. All right. So let's see. I don't remember it all, so that one I can say. Okay, David. Ooh, field marketing.
Oh, there's another David in New York.
The other one, California is right.
Nice. Okay.
Which is where I'm from, or like born and raised. And then the last one, not Florida, but San Francisco Bay Area.
How do you live in San Francisco and have such a bad headshot? Needs to make more tech friends. I mean, it's to join Techqueria.
People don't. It's really funny because people don't know, but you've helped to build marketplaces and stuff like that, right? So I'm always like, I love playing this game where I'm like, see your headshot and I like know where you're at in your career and where you're from. So, but
I don't know if you've read my LinkedIn description because I feel like it's what is it called? Because when you're a little more senior, you get to have more fun with it.
I was gonna close out with saying like everyone should. Oh no, maybe I didn't like get it in, but we'll follow I'll look it up right here.
Okay. Yeah, because I think when you get to be a little more senior, you get to like be a little more fun with it. So I noticed that people that are maybe like starting their careers,
Yeah.
they are so much more careful with like the right keywords and the right thing and like super whatnot. But yeah, like my about biography, it's like okay, like I have whatever job I want.
It's like your mediocre public speaker.
Yeah, no, you should read it all. It's like the best LinkedIn bio. And it's like one of those things that, you know, when you're having more fun with your career, you get to like play things like that. And I see a lot of other like the I don't know, like the founder of Stripe. You don't need a good biography because you're the founder of Stripe. You can do whatever you want.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so true
Yeah.
though, but it's really cool. I mean, I appreciate like the authenticity and the joy and the freshness that you bring to like everybody in your life, whether you know them or not, like through your LinkedIn or when you're going out on the street in your narwhal outfit or with your Hello Kitty mug. I don't think that you're a mediocre public speaker. I would just have to say like you're setting the bar for me. So thank you, David, for coming.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Super happily.
Yeah, you're the best. Have a nice day.
You too. Have a great day.
Bye. Oh, that was so much fun. Thank you everybody for joining. Next week is Earth Day. Woo-hoo. So we'll have a special Earth Day celebration and we'll have a very special guest. I'm actually bringing Coco, my fiance, up because he knows a lot about the planet and we nerd out about it. And it's also gonna be 3 days before we get married at our cyber wedding. So that's gonna be really fun. We can't wait to see you all next week and I hope you are all staying safe and staying sane and happy and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.